Now the retards out here, we got yeah, I throw my money over. I can keep that in your pockets too.
What matters?
Hey man, don't do shit like that, man. Don't like being on TV, man. Camera, nowhere.
She don't move when you go to run it down. There it is over there. I want you down. Yeah, you like this. You like this?
We see, come here. We see.
Yeah, that's it. Appreciate it.
How's it going?
How does that work on a VHS? Can you put that in for VHS?
You just hook it right up.
The tape's smaller though, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
You put it in like,
you can hook it into the machine and play it,
oh,
or you can record it onto a VHS tape if you want. No, it's not on. I'm just testing. Of course, sometimes I lie.
I was telling Sam was in there. What was I saying? Oh man, I was calling his tires.
Hi, Mom.
There's a funny word. His dad's tires are about to go.
Oh, we got pictures.
Maybe pop or pop. Oh, that was funny. We're ragging him. Have you seen these? Yeah, I'm just looking for something. You seen these? No, I've never seen them.
There they are.
Hey, ball pen. I've never seen that.
Is that the one where there's a whole bunch of extra slides?
Yeah.
What a bug.
It's been a while, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Morning. Morning, how you doing? You gonna stick it out with us, huh? Yeah.
Love you a long time. I just want a couple. Baby, can I have these, or do you want to make copies?
There's only a few pictures of you.
He's like.
You should have heard them ragging on me. Oh, the only pictures you take on was Captain Vandyke.
Debbie, are these your pictures?
They're my pictures.
Who's in the
Yes.
agreement? You were with me, me and Ernie?
Really? You're looking
It's
at
best to order up.
I didn't move anything. You already looked at these? Are they in order?
They were. Don't worry about it. That's the day you guys were doing that trivia.
In the wind.
He's been like that the whole class. Yeah, laying on the front. Every time I look at him.
Close my eyes for 1 minute and I get a leg.
What's the name of that one? Lorenzo, the bridge builder? Or Maurice, or something like that?
How about the lady who was golfing? She was golfing, she got stung by a watch. Yes, it's calm down. Between the first and second hole. He says, your stance is too wide. This guy said, this guy's a member of the one, so they golf, and at the end of the day, he's gonna go take a shower. He says, I gotta go to the clubhouse and do some business. You go ahead and take your shower. So he goes in the shower. Not being familiar with the place, he accidentally went into the women's shower. He gets done with the shower. He hears all these female voices and realizes that he's got a problem. His clothes are in the other room. He's trying to think, he's only got the one towel. Do I wrap it around my waist or do I wrap it around my head? So he says, well, I'll just wrap it around my head, cover my face, and go running through. He goes running through, and the first lady says, that's not my husband. The second lady says, it's not my husband. Third lady says, he's not even a member of the club.
Hi, Mom. I haven't in the truck. We'll talk about it a little bit.
Need it to,
Yes, sir. I'll go get it real quick. You need your little practice pieces of rope, or you can take some out of the bag here. We're going to tie the knots one more time. Wrong. You're out of there. This is
hey, that's how,
yeah.
that's the one.
No.
He doesn't. Somebody else tied that. He's been corrected on it since. That's not.
I know.
You done?
Let me show you. I guess it's easy to do this. He did it by accident, and the guy that had some of his own wrestling
What did you
support
do
tied
for it?
the other day. What's wrong with this other than it doesn't look like what we've got?
It's one line bridge.
Right. You really.
only held in by
This
that.
is all you got. This is your knot right here.
And look at that bend.
All this is safety. And that's going to be definitely a radical bend. If you pull that really, really tight, that's just going to get tighter and tighter and tighter.
I don't care about no right way crap.
Okay, we're going to have to hold up just a second while Quentin catches up now.
Oh, man. Slow us down here, Quentin. Way to go. And you were in the Navy too, weren't you? You got time knots?
No. After the deck ends.
You're off of Florida, huh?
You get checked? Can I check you? Is that right?
I knew I hadn't lost it. It's just,
Or was it?
displaced.
You stop full of
You know where it was. Where you said it was the first time.
I knew where it was.
Told you it was tied on the bedpost. Okay. Whoa. Easy. Fine. Okay. Bowling.
I'm gonna try to tell it on this one.
Have you done it yet? I have. That's pretty neat. That's what we're gonna put in the hose tower.
Really?
Yeah. That's no big deal. ADMRC, they'll all have. And well, I tried to tell him that.
When are you gonna put it there?
Could have very easily slipped out. He got about halfway down, and it was loosened up to here. Of course, we were over the net. So know what equipment you're picking up, know what it's used for. Okay, pressing cord, let's make a pressing knot. That's the fun thing. And this is, you see two lines here. Well, this guy is repelling on his own, but his safety, the backup line, is being done with the top belay station. Envision that. He's got a repel line. He's going to go over. He has total control unless he starts going too fast, and then the guy at the top's going to catch him. So that would be two lines. And the next picture is just top lowering system, and that's exactly what we did. But that we also had a bottom belayer on that, just in case. That's like a double safety thing. Even though there's only one line, we have a brake at the top controlling the descent, and we also have a bottom belayer or a tag man that could also stop it. Just depends on what visual advantage you have there. Skip the next one and the next one since we did that. What they're doing on the, did you bring Stokes in? On that Stokes lowering system, you see that picture of that? And that's done, we're doing that with double brake from the top and going over the parapet with that. You see where the repel master is. We all understand the importance of that, to have control and only one person giving the commands. And the commands are really just down slow, down fast, stop head, stop foot. You know, if you see that one system is going faster than the other, if you don't want to use head and foot, just use 1 and 2. The repel master says, you're line 1, you're line 2. As he's watching the guy go down and he sees that his head is starting to go down faster than the foot, stop 1, down slow on 2, all stop, proceed down slow on both of them, that type of thing. It's just communications and only one person talking. The only way this can get confusing if everybody tries to help, and it won't work, okay? You've got to pay attention. You also need to pay attention to where your rope's coming from. We had a little problem with that the other day when we were out here practicing. The guys, when they feathered the rope out, got wrapped around their ankle. Didn't pull them over, but... All right, the next one you see, he's going down with the Stokes, and there's an attendant going with him. I don't think that we will do this, but it's just a technique where the person had to have, the victim had to have a rescuer there with him. This is more of a mountain rescue type of scenario. I don't really see a whole lot of advantage to this in the metropolitan area, but there's a possibility of it. The next one, it shows you a way to, an ideal way to rig the Stokes litter with tag lines. We're always going to have a tag line on the Stokes litter, whether we use a single point or double point. This has got 2 tag lines on it. This keeps it from scraping up against the building, getting caught on windowsills and that type of thing. Very, very important. If you let it scrape all the way down the side of the building and these ropes are tied over the edge or over the edge bar of the Stokes, it may break before it gets to the bottom because it's going to be a brazing all the way down. Real important to keep them out from the building. Hauling systems we're going to do tomorrow. We'll have a separate station showing you how to hook up some hauling systems. My only point in that first one is that these are only directional pulleys. There's no mechanical advantage in it.
Where are you going to throw it?
Straight out, John.
You don't think it'll, you might throw it to the side over there.
No, you can't throw it till you tell them.
That's got Velcro. You can just pull it around the that's the back. That's the back.
Yeah.
It's got eyes on both the front. You need to put your feet. What are you gonna
Decided you'll come off and just caught him. She'll split over.
That's good.
Exactly. Spread her legs. You ready to take the rope over? Rope!
Stand clear.
Hey, just feed the rope out. Don't throw it. QSL.
LSQ.
Thank you.
We watch him throw it in the movies.
I got a picture of you taking a picture.
What have we got there?
You got a knot.
Yeah.
That's why you don't. That's probably not a.
That's not a knot. That's not a knot.
It's just an entanglement. How we doing there? And bring your feet up as high as you can get them, like over your head.
Okay, that's it.
You get more travel.
What? That's all I've ever done.
Push that one as high as you can. Right hand.
I don't like all these little pieces. Yeah, it's got. If we get that thing back, oh yeah, we had one guy go over. Yeah, I heard the story. Yeah, so you get down here, you touch on the elevator before you get over to the flat.
What do you see there?
You get a picture of this guy here, Daryl, coming up.
That's gonna be fun. That's probably what they were practicing at the end of the day. We didn't need those. Did you get those extra beaters that he was talking about?
He got a decent size one.
You know, these two and then put them on.
Got a 6-inch. He said he did. He went back down.
Well, the way we had two, plus you gotta, put them like this.
Check this? Now this looks pretty decent.
Oh, so you only put one on there.
Yeah, we need another one to have them. Yeah, never done it backwards like that.
Quint, you're a movie star.
You might want to get off of that floor there.
Okay.
You stand on the window sill. Don't bring your feet all the way up. There you go. Now you can pull up. I mean,
What do you do? Get off here?
stand up. Stand up without sliding.
Captain Vandyke, did you want to check this before they go again? Okay.
Any last words?
To my wife and children.
Well, we're up here.
Say that they didn't do that or they did do it, we have convicted.
The brake.
You get weight on the boat. All this is to keep you from flipping.
Put your feet up as high as you can. It makes it a lot easier. You sit there and hinge all day.
Stand up here on the side.
You might be able to get all the way to the next knot, button the knots up.
Okay. Now a little bit lower because you don't want to be bending your rack over the edge. Yeah. Okay. So bring that up to your rack. Hold that for him right there. You need to be over there helping out. So just hold it so you ain't gonna pull out his hand. Okay, now that's gonna go right here. Hold it there. Now start feeding. Keeping that point there. I'm not sure what he goes for. Push it tight, that way you have it. Don't slip. Lock it off. Push this right over. Okay, you're going to use that slack that you have there. Alright, go around here twice. Get back there. Two's fine. Okay. Now you're ready to go. Your control hand's your left hand. Well, actually it's pushing like this. You hold right there when you go over. You're not going to go anywhere if you do that when we start undoing that. This hand is just to keep it out of the way. Right.
So when I get ready to unhook, I just release.
One at a time. And as soon as you get the last one done, you're probably still not going to go anywhere until you start spreading these bars. You're probably still not going to go anywhere. You're probably going to have to drop one or two. And you'll realize that, but you'll do all that right here on the edge. Okay, harness looks okay. Everybody take a look. Locked in. What are the commands below? On belay. You're going to say belay on, then you're going to say repelling.
On belay. On belay.
About a little room. Repelling. Should I go over like
How much slack you hold for it?
That's what I was. Repelling. Try not to get over the edge. Stand back. Still don't have any tension. Fine. Keep the bars. Okay. Now bring the rope around the arm. Okay. Now start spreading bars apart. You probably dropped that first one. The way you drop a bar is pull tension and pull up this way. Now drop it. No. Maintain. Okay. Now come back up. We're back around the bar. No, you don't squeeze it this way. You push this way. Push it hard. Get that back straight. Beautiful. See if you can stop him and hold him, Larry. Does he have you? Let go with both hands. Does he have you? Very good. Don't get twisted up in there, Larry, and get hurt now.
Yeah, I tell you, it's tough here on
The things you gotta watch out for. Don't let that right hand ride up into the system. Keep reminding about that left hand.
So the left hand, you do it if you want to start, you just push the roller bar.
Or pull up on the rope with the right hand. The best way is pushing up on the bar. Then we'll rotate. The guy on belay will bring the harness up. You already figured that out, didn't you, Larry?
working towards that. Off for Bill.
Steve.
The base is still where you started. That's the slide right
Hey Larry.
will get so great down there now that you can't get students out of it. That's probably right around what it's happening. This side of the road.
That was the hardest part right there.
How's it feeling your feet, Debbie?
Not too bad.
How does that work?
We always went under the chain of command. Boy, is he an
One more person. We got one more here. And one break for life. Let's be your last one, Dan.
We're done.
What's he gonna do?
I don't know. He's already been twice.
Oh, you?
He wants to try one of his knives. Are we breaking?
We got one more to go here, and then we'll break.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna use 716. Works okay with the 5.8?
Yeah.
You know, we got one piece of half inch, too.
So you want me to go? You go.
Faster. They extended one of the trucks, I guess. They did this the other day.
Like that blue one over there? Oh, okay. That's kind of blue.
Sanford and Son down there, that pickup truck. Yeah, holy.
That's what that red and white. I mean, the blue and white. You had that thing with the
No, the one I'm talking about, a first one. Every house has one.
Oh, yeah.
Because of so many old people. And that's up there. You can put like maybe 2 or 3 bodies. Oh, yeah. Fold up right here.
Right, boy.
Got to break them right here.
What are they called? About the same.
It's no difference. It's mandatory. When you're in a neighborhood, miss one of your leg loops, solver, one that one there. Must have. Third time when you strap down your dick. Not stretch it. Oh, no. You got the longest.
Might gotta let it
You got the longest cheese in the
And 5, signal 1. And 5, signal 1, left 21 hours.
I hate this. Being right here at this window is outrageous. I'll go down in peace.
Well, you're on the end of that one.
I'll come out.
Watch this way.
Hand over hand.
They had to go down on the Caribbean. Never would have seen how comfortable.
Yeah, it feels good. It feels good.
Bottom belayer, keep your attention on your man.
Especially at the beginning there.
You're holding right here where the hook's on.
How would you tie it off from there?
Oh, I ain't gonna be able to stop. I run it on up
Okay.
and tie safety in it. I'm
Oh, whoever was D&D, I was flying. I didn't. When I let go of that last time.
Keep your left hand on your rack, man. That's your brake.
yeah.
Is that ABI class?
Take one off.
Same stuff they make.
The only thing is now when you go back around, just everything is just right here on there, man.
That one I like, Steve.
I've never had
That's the light.
that's crap.
Stop with the purple on the top.
Okay.
Whoops. Oh yeah.
All right. Please let me get down. I'm caught.
I'm caught. I'm caught. The worst is when you hang about an inch over the net.
Yeah, I know. You're trying to touch the net with your feet.
Single shot.
It tightens up. Whoa.
3 shot.
Then you're off the wall.
It's got a machine gun back there. How's that working?
Dropping it.
Fall down.
Off rappel, drop my hat.
There you go, Oliver. He's got you. Thanks. You got it? Thanks.
Look over your legs. I almost got the sister
Try
out
that with a
there.
knot in there. You try the knot in there. See if it's new safety. Why is there a knot in there? Is that a knot? Why don't you pull them straight? Just make sure they're closed. There you go. That's all I need. That's fine. Got it. Yeah, you got it. Let go. We'll get the rubber knot. Hold it on your hand. Get on down. Got it.
So you didn't want to grab it.
Hey, now I'm ready to go.
No more steps to grab.
All right, time off right there. Ron,
All right, we're going to hook you off right there, Dad. We got to go.
twist that pulley and stop yourself. Twist it. Hold it. Hold it. Twist it. Don't get the glove in there. There you got it. Move your glove out of there. Move your glove down. Move your glove down. There you go. The race took off slow.
What's he kicking for?
We'll pull everything out. You got 1 minute and 5 seconds. You got somebody on rope watch.
I said, baby. Hey, you need a navigator? Can you hear the talking and thing on there? All right. Now then, when we come back from lunch, I'm gonna take. What's happening, man?
Good, Sample.
What? Huh?
I thought you went the way you were teasing Terry.
Hell no, I ain't been nowhere. Man, what you doing?
Hey, ask your bud what's taking so long.
Put it on this.
How about the rope, Dave?
I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. I mean, what is you doing? Why you wanna get me in the eyeball?
Coming to a knot. Hold it.
Wait a minute, wait a minute.
Somebody tied a knot in it down there.
Ready for me. Try not to let the rope hit the car. Get in that predicament.
Get over here. Whichever team this was.
Pull on it, man. Carl, how about giving me some rope?
What's up, Gary? Gary.
They're holding it down over there.
Down.
My balls are killing me. I don't want to know.
Hey, it's a friggin' rigging.
Who's the rope man? What rope must have got knocked up there?
Hey, stop yourself. Stop. Okay. It doesn't necessarily stop you. It controls your speed, you know? Chuck just took out that forward. Should have got that on camera. You could have sued him. Struck him to see it.
Down fast.
That hurt?
Very much. There you go. There you go.
You in pain?
Where does it hurt?
Your heart?
Van Dyke.
Go down with the D-ring. Does that cross your heart?
No, we got to pack up.
Get bunking out. We'll be ready for the
I don't want to go home. I want to do it with the D-ring, Dad.
No, we went with Rescue 8. Give me a little.
Rescue 8.
No, we need to pack up.
About 30 feet in the air. Okay, guys?
He's on. We still got to repel.
Hamilton!
I'm out of here now. This can fall if it wants to. What's up? Man, I fucking key to this bitch and look straight up. Fuck, look at that. Oh, I'm so scared of this fucking trip, man. One time when I was up there, I was sitting down on it. I'm trying to ram into the fucking thing. Nuts, I'm looking.
Any words?
Huh?
Any words?
Lord, hope I don't have to never do this shit again. Word to the wise, don't fuck with hazmat. Stay out of it.
What matters?
You damn sure ain't hazmat. Huh? I gotta come back up. See you later, man. They all of them?
I guess we're going to hurry up and wait.
You don't need them up there.
I'll go on.
See, that road's heavy, so you're having
Go ahead,
to dump
John.
a little bit to get yourself up. You get about halfway down.
Let's make a crossing. Move it all the way up.
I want to take a cheat.
Nah. I gotta graduate Thursday. Don't look too good, I'm all up there. I look good on the back. Huh?
You never graduated at anything before? Your girlfriend's coming to see you? You want to be an all one kid?
You know, I was laying out I was hugging that tank. I got out there and laid down. I said, yeah. Scared the shit out of me.
What are you doing? Merry-go-round. Saw that. Oh, he got me. What the fuck, Poppy? Oh! Huh? You keep fucking around. When I get down, I've got something for your ass.
Knock him off right there. Get him get a bucket of ice water.
Give him about a foot off the ground.
That guy at old number 5. Bum came in, he caught him in the can. He looked up at the bum and he said, when I get up from here, I'm gonna whoop your. The guy started beating up on him while he's sitting on the can. He said, I couldn't get up. Some guy
Steel. I just could fucking
The bathroom up there in Alpharetta Street. Look. Stand here and all you do is lean back. Lean back, and you're out of it.
Yeah, that's the only problem with that conversation. I'm about ready to keep that 7-11.
I would imagine it's going to be real good. I would think going to the little graveyard, it probably ain't for long time. Going there?
We're going to run down to the Circle K and buy some Pepsi, if that's okay, Steve.
Yeah, be careful. Don't get hurt.
Thank you.
Fuck.
We care about you.
Gee, thanks, Steve. I feel much better knowing that. What do you want, my man?
Caffeine free.
Protein. Caffeine free?
Or just Pepsi. Do me a favor, don't drive over them ropes over there. Huh?
You're so worried.
No. Maybe I better come over there and pull the car out myself. Going up next street?
Yeah, I'll go up on the next one. Whoever comes down.
I'm gonna go up now.
No, 48. Didn't want to go up there all morning.
No, we got one last thing to do. So
Oh, this is how we think. Give me another kind of road. Oh, that's the thing. You're getting shade, though.
You won't keep that speed up.
I know I ain't keeping no speed.
He can't keep up that pace. He's already slowed down.
Shoo-wee, he's moving.
Might look smooth, but he's going.
Yeah. What's Vandyke's wife's name?
The bar's first. And he's working on it.
Oh.
fun, huh?
What's a harness like that Chris got on the cost?
I don't know. I haven't.
About $100. Dude, he has got a lot of saw that.
Yeah, well, you feel like when you put them things on, you got to get them leg straps as tight as you can. You don't need them that tight. The one around your waist, you should get on fairly tight.
Because they tighten up.
And them leg straps, just snug them.
I did it yesterday when I did it. Instead of making them so tight in here, I pushed them out and did it around here. That's what it is. You don't feel it until you get on it. Plus, I had an accident yesterday when I was going. And he ran over to the corner and started going like this with the work.
I need a bottom belay man with a helmet on. My balls are hurt.
Where at?
Oh, on the double line over there.
Where at? On the
On the double line over there. I want those lines untied. At the bottom.
Which line?
Well, I'm on the climb up.
Looks like she's straining now, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Tough little girl.
One more night after tonight. I won't get home and start studying till about 9:30. I got a class. You're a fucking douchebag, bro.
Sorry, man.
You fucking lay your ass out there.
Boy, quit.
Get that motherfucker all laid out and then he shits on it.
Oh, you don't have. I got relaxed. Yeah. It's okay. They don't smell it.
No, not after them black bean QA.
Yeah. Them fucking onions.
What do you think?
Just do it. Just do it.
Just go for it, man.
Come on.
I like
Hey,
to do that.
I'm sending the dog up there for you, Jonathan.
You guys, you don't want to do more about another evaluation? You feel like you did everything you wanted to say?
We hammered you guys pretty good on the.
I don't think I can degrade you any longer.
There's no sense of beating a dead horse.
Cheer him up, Ron. Get him pumped up and get ready for this.
Okay.
This
What matters?
Hazmat.
Finally, they learned.
We got it.
What matters is the last day
If you had said
of
the
the
first
fifth
day,
week.
we would have cut the class shorter.
Yeah, right.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Russell wanted me to comb my hair, but I can't
Get some of that from Ernie. Plaster.
Italian mousse.
That's right, baby.
All right, the last scenario. Starting with the incident commander. What do you think?
Could have did a better job.
Should go you that you may not have to be an expert in order to be an incident commander. That's not meant personal, but you haven't been on the job long, and you probably have the least experience of anybody that was on that team. But you handled the task, you handled the scene. The guys, of course, they didn't need a whole lot of coaching. You did change them on a few directions because you made your mind up how you wanted things to go, and maybe they were going in a direction you didn't want them to go, and you pulled them off that and got them going another way. And the product was still the same. You had an excellent time. It was a safe evolution. And then again, it's just an example of how you can have 10 people there with a whole lot of knowledge, and sometimes it can be a problem. You need to listen to the commander. As long as you're not endangering your own life or that of the victims, follow through with what he says and go ahead and do it like that. If it doesn't work, regroup and do it some other way. If it does work, talk about it afterwards. If it doesn't work, talk about it afterwards. Do it differently next time, and it'll strengthen everybody. So I felt like you had pretty good control over it. The second team always does better than the first because you know the rules a little better.
Oh, we could have went first.
We could have did it the same.
Well,
Did the same thing. We would have took the rules off the
you know?
huh?
A lot of ifs.
Yeah, a lot of is.
Wow.
Coulda, shoulda, wouldas, you know. How about it, victims? How did y'all feel during it?
The second one?
Yeah.
Pretty scared.
There was
Listen up. Listen up.
a lot of movement when whoever was taking the windshield out.
Yeah, he was pretty fired up there, and he was doing it real fast. Probably didn't need to do it quite that fast. Some of that again is the cribbing maybe could have been retightened, or if somebody there saw the movement of the car while he was doing that, they should have been walking around tapping the cribbing.
I couldn't tell the car. I was
Right,
reading the
you
car
were
that
involved in
much.
what you were doing, and if somebody else had seen that, they could have been tapping that stuff in a little bit. Something I told the first team, and I don't know if everybody heard it, don't be too aggressive on tapping that cribbing in. If you really hammer it in, especially one guy does it, he raises it off the other 3 points. It's just a tap. Snug. If everybody goes snug, then it's going to be equal.
That was one thing when I was sitting there and they started hammering on it.
Yeah, we could
They
feel
had all four corners going at the same time, coming in hard. Both of us were on the same side.
Yeah.
Just like this.
What else? Any other input on that scenario?
It's kind of a strange feeling being covered up, and
Sure it is.
And you don't see anything, but you're hearing people talking. You're hearing noises here and there, and bangs and crashes and everything.
That's why we had that guy in there talking to him. We have the guy there all the time talking
broke
to
out the
him.
back window.
Let him know everything.
There was no contact with us saying, hey, we're going to break out the back window, it's going to be a loud noise. And I mean, it sounded like a damn shotgun going on.
Did you feel the glass hit you when they broke the front windows? 'Cause it
Yeah.
took a lot of force to break the front windows. They weren't supported real well.
You know, I wanted to ask you about that. I remember when you told us on that kind of window to hit it up near the mirror. And you saw me, I hit it 3 good shots and it didn't do anything. I moved back by the door lock and it tried to handle it. It just,
Which turned out being more supported, I guess, at that point.
was-
Yeah, he was breaking glass, still breaking glass, still breaking glass. He hit it about 4 times. It never went there, so he went back by the door lock. I was hoping I was going to see you roll down the windows there. Since they were electric. Originally, you were going to reach in and roll them down, I think, and that wouldn't work.
I was reaching.
And he asked me, they're electric in here.
Who unlocked the door? On my side. Did you unlock it? 'Cause I locked it.
Yeah, he reached
Chris
out
opened
and unlocked it,
Is that what it was?
and then it came open, and I just made him shut it back. I wish we had a little bit more time to try some stuff a little off the mainstream, but obviously by the weather and the equipment, the amount of cars, and all, we ran out a little bit. I think we drove a few points home. It was a safe evolution, both of them were. That was the main thing. Anything else?
Gary had good patient contact. He was telling us everything that was going on.
You didn't even know what was
I
going
couldn't
on.
see, yeah. I'm like,
He was just making it up. Lie to them.
I was right doing it. You check what they do.
Whoever
Tell us
cuts-
an EMT not to lie to the victims, but you know you gotta do it. Everything's gonna be fine. Your leg will grow back, trust me.
So listen, on that first scenario, was it necessary to take the hood off? I mean, the top?
Yeah, we were dictating that to them.
Oh,
We
okay.
wanted them to do that.
Oh, okay.
We just wanted to get as many of the skills plugged in there as possible. What about, any other comment on the Rams? I know we didn't get to play with them too much, but do y'all agree with the input I had on it? As far as the short one and medium?
I don't think the long will be
Yeah,
beneficial.
it's too
Too
I think it's
big.
too limited.
Because you could always crib up something.
Yeah.
Worked pretty well.
As far as the dash will look good.
Oh, yeah.
Raising that dash quick.
Yes, it did.
One little 4x4 and with that B is
Yeah.
probably the best.
And be sure to put a piece of wood down on the floorboard.
Right.
It'll go poke right through the floorboard unless you span that with something.
Yeah, the
I'll
long
tell you, a
one.
piece of plywood would probably be better than a 4x4.
Yeah.
As far as the
Piece of
floorboard.
thick.
The long one is good for making that third door in the back.
Yeah.
Setting up front, just pushing everything out. That way you don't have, you've got your base up front by the door,
Yeah.
and you're pushing, you know what I'm talking about.
Give me an example of why you would do a third door. What are you
If-
talking about?
Let's say if the front end was so collapsed in on
Yeah,
the
maybe.
seating, and the driver maybe ended up in the back seat, didn't have any other way of getting into the car.
We used to practice that with a come along. We was talking about a 2-door car, and you get that portion from the seat rearward, and you create a door there. It takes a lot of cutting. It takes it's a lot of hooking up, whether it's the Rams or the come along. It's kind of razzle dazzle stuff. It's kind of fun to do, but I've never seen a scenario where it was needed. It's a pretty lengthy process by the time you make all the cuts. But it could be, on some of the lighter cars, it's real easy. Fold that down. What you're doing is just get somebody out of the back seat.
Chief will be here in a few minutes.
Something else Larry was saying about, tell him about that.
In like that first scenario, because you had a small car and it was a 4-door, you could have possibly taken the front door, pulled it back as far as you could, get the back door open, and then cut that post, bend it down, and then you've got that whole car exposed. And it's a nice working area because you've got the inside of the door that you can, work off of, no jagged edges.
You don't even have to pop the back door. You
It'll
can reach
pop
in there
on down?
and cut that post, and when you pull it down, it comes off the nadir on the back because the hinges are still attached to that upright post. We all envision this. And what happens a lot of times when you get an evolution to that point, if you would have tried to force the nadir pin on the back door, that post is going to bend anyway because there's nothing to push it against.
Well,
There's no car left.
that's what, you know, it seemed to be as they were trying to break the front door off, there was a lot of movement, and we were talking about it because there was no post there,
Exactly.
and there was a lot of leadway.
I would have popped that front door first.
Right.
Earlier in the evolution. And that's what took him a little extra, because he lost so much support there. But he had a game plan. He knew where he was going with it, and it all still worked out. But I think in hindsight, he may have also opened it a little bit earlier.
I thought that was part of the scenario that we couldn't get either door open.
No, that was a misunderstanding too. It was only that rear door. And because that was going to help dictate to flip the top over. And they're just games, you know, as far as those scenarios are, it's hard to get the rules across to everybody. Then you change them halfway through. Having this knowledge is going to help the whole job. So, you know, if we do have an incident anywhere that you are, it's going to be a very important element in the incident.
Before we start this, I want to let you know there's a Hazmat Materials 2 course at Ridge Tech in Winter Haven, starting November 27th. It's a 1-week course straight through, and it's one of the required courses for Fire Officer 2. The textbook is ISME book, so that's available. I have an information sheet up here if anybody's interested in that. And I just gave you your handout, the glossary handout. I'd say this is a pretty good collection of material here. Add that to your notebook. Chief, you want to give the opening speech? And open and closing?
Well, I know today is a big day. You guys have been here, what, 4 weeks? Wow, okay. First of all, let me tell you, I do appreciate the initiative and the interest that all of you have shown in this course. I hope, quite frankly, that you realize what you've asked for and what you've got yourself involved in, because you will be used in the role. The reason I say that is because if my proposal and the union contract goes through, everybody that's hazmat trained will be at Station 1. You will be operating as a hazmat technician. Engine 1, Arrow 1, and Arrow 31, with all three, the entire station would be a hazmat type operation, which would allow us the flexibility of being able to swap some people around once in a while and fill in for each other and that sort of thing. So it would be a different concept than what you may have been aware of in the past. Under the new proposal, everybody would get $37 and pay the additional supplemental pay for being hazmat certified. So if there's anybody that went through this course that just hates to think about coming to Station 1, we probably are going to be in for a very rude awakening, but hopefully we don't have it like that. So, I do want to tell you that you've taken the first step in being trained in something obviously that's very grave concern to all the fire chiefs in the United States, and obviously to grave concern to all of us here. We have, as you well know, the 7th largest seaport. We have a whole lot of industrial activity that takes place in this city. There are 25,000 commercial businesses in this city. There are 125,000 residential pieces of property. We estimate, or at least I estimate, that out of that 25,000 pieces of commercial property, that there's probably at least 10%, and that's probably a very conservative estimate, that have some form of hazardous material or hazardous waste or some kind of product that we probably need to know about. You take that a step further and figure that 10% of them at least have something real serious, and that gives us at least 250 opportunities in this city to do something real serious. You'll discover very quickly as time goes by that not every hazmat call we go on obviously is one of those life-threatening, totally encapsulated suit type operations. We obviously do a lot of them that could fall into the area of hazmat that don't, get up into that area. But at the same time, we have to approach every situation, especially from an operational standpoint, until we're absolutely sure, obviously, that we know what we're doing with it. We got to approach it that way. And the decontamination side of it has to absolutely be looked at each time we get involved. I hope by now that you have learned, I'm sure by now you've learned how to use the equipment that we carry on Hazmat 31 certainly learned some of the limitations that go along with that equipment. Did we get our 3 suits back that were out being repaired? Okay. In the future, we will be obtaining a great deal more hazardous material type equipment. We are going to try to make an effort monetarily. We're going to try to make an effort to stay on top of the industry as much as possible. There may be some fancy stuff out there that's nice to have but don't really need to have that we may not be able to afford. But there are some very basic things. For example, I doubt seriously that we can get too many years use out of the type of suits that we're using right now. We may have to rotate them. We will be rotating them in kind of a training mode and bring on the new stuff to go along with that. We are also getting ready to find out exactly how those commercial businesses out there directly impact on us. When we had the incident here in the port where 15 of our individuals ended up having to be taken to the hospital and checked, 2 of them remained in the hospital overnight. It was kind of a surprise to us that there were 10 drums of carbon disulfide out there. Now, it is true that there was no violation as far as Title III federal legislation is concerned. That cargo was in transit and still came under DOT, so there was no violation of the way that the situation turned out. But it points out very quickly just how vulnerable we really are, and if you can be in a situation real quick that you didn't think that's what it was, but that's what it turns out to be. But the point of my saying this is because I think the time has come, and it's probably past due, that we need to know for our own safety, especially for the safety of every firefighter who's on the street today. We need to know what is in the business. We need to know what's there. It may be something as simple as a 5-gallon drum of solvent sitting in the back room, or a little bit of corrosive or something sitting in there. But we need to know where it's at and how much is there. We are about to embark, within a very short period of a few weeks, we're about to embark on a process where we are actually going to go out and inventory everything that's in this city. And I know it sounds like a monumental task, and it will be. It's probably going to take us a while to do that. But we need to know when you're going down the street that we can give you some information that at 2235 such and such street that this is what's there. It's called facilities information and premises and facility information, and we are advancing into a computer system. ASA 400 system is coming in here. Hopefully by January 1st. We can cut before that, but the date I'm really looking for is January 1st. When we get that system in, we will be able to give you back either on a printout before you leave the station, or at least over the air to you. There is something in the back room, or there is something in the warehouse you need to be paying attention to. And how do we know the stuff is there? Because you're going to tell us where it's at. When I say that we're going to go out and inventory, that's exactly what we're going to do. The way we have our city set up with service delivery zones, it's going to be a matter of each company on each ship going out and cataloging the information, coming back and making sure we've got the information. So it's really just an inventory, and there'll be a lot of places where they've got absolutely nothing, so we don't even have to do anything. For our safety, collectively as a department, and for the safety of the people that have to respond there, even if it's somebody else responding, for example, like one of the private ambulance companies where we don't even run the call, but we've handed it off to them. We should be able to tell them for their own safety also that something's there. So we're going to take a different approach to how we dealt with that in the past. We don't have but about a 10 to 13% compliance in this city as far as people telling us what they've got voluntarily. So we're going to need to go out and find out what they've got. I still contend even today that there are about 60 major chemicals in this community that we have to be very aware of how to deal with, among which obviously are ammonia, chlorine, and those type things. But we're going to be very busy in the field of hazardous materials, and the training that you're receiving and that you have received and will continue to receive. You'll also find that's also a bonus to you in the future as far as the educational value of that and the training, the extra training that's given you for promotional opportunities and future assignments in the department, that sort of thing. So I think you will find that the training you've been through has been worthwhile. And I used to hate, how in the suits where you get like 2 inches of water in the body, sweat and blah, blah. I used to hate that crap. I'm glad y'all got to do that. There is a time where we'll have to do that, and there is a time where we will have to expose people to some risk. And quite frankly, we're in the risk business, and I think we all should know that we take a calculated risk, and the way we take that calculated risk is we train ourselves to the absolute best that we possibly can so that we can compensate for anything that may not necessarily that we may be totally aware of when the incident occurred. So I hope you've enjoyed the last 4 weeks. I know you've had some excellent instruction. We had Chief Santamyer and let's see, we got all the hazmat captains out here, is that correct? That's Captain Vandyke and Captain Hazmat and Captain Mankowski. And who else do we have?
Well, the hazmat crew on each ship helped with some of the training. And we had Tom Ford,
David
Costello, and Carl Wolf.
So I know you've had some excellent instruction, and I appreciate those individuals for all the efforts they put into it. And we, as you know, we're very keen on making sure that we stay as up to date as we possibly can. And we can't always do that, obviously, internally. We've got to get people that are interested in getting out, going to other places, going to other schools, going to National Fire Academy, going to other training mechanisms. I'm very pleased to hear Chief Santamyer mention to you about the Hazmat 2 course at Ridgeway Tech. You can never, one thing that you can't ever get enough of is education and experience. Anytime you have an opportunity to increase that knowledge base, I'd encourage you to do that. At some point down the line, sooner or later, it's going to come back to help you because you'll be in a situation where you may have just enough knowledge or enough experience based on something that somebody else doesn't have to keep yourself from getting hurt. And maybe even help you in a promotional process, for example, on some kind of world board or something where you can answer a question that maybe somebody else couldn't. So there's always some advantages to paying attention and trying to learn and make a learning experience out of everything that you do. Once again, I appreciate the effort that you put into this, and I guess today everybody goes back to work, so to speak, here in the next few days. So once again, congratulations and thank you.
Chief Alabama, would you care to make a point? Okay, we're about to hand out your certificates. Again, it's been a really good thing to have you out here. And again, we appreciate your efforts too and the feedback that you give us. You got to be the guinea pigs as we began to implement 472 in the training program and trying to gear our training to make sure the bases are covered. It made a difficult process for the instructors, made a difficult process for you as the students. Again, what we try to do is build the foundation. As you continue in this business, whether you're on 31 or whether you're out there in the stations, it's to your best interest to go ahead and put the building up on top of that foundation. By looking at the fire type magazines that come in, fire engineering, firehouse, so forth, anytime a class comes up that you can get a hold of, take the class. Learn from other people what works real well, the hints, the kinks, the tricks, the easy way of doing it. Also learn from mistakes. You don't want to make the same mistake that somebody else made. A lot of people pay with their lives, they pay with their limbs, a lot of pain and suffering to learn a lesson. And it's kind of a shame to let a lesson like that go by and us not take advantage of it. But that'll only happen. I mean, we can set the stuff out here and kind of spin around like a lazy Susan with all kinds of good things to pick from. And some people will take some people take some of everything. But really, you're not really going to get it unless you go out and dig for it yourselves. I can't emphasize that enough. The people who are going to be great in this business and have the best chance of survival and come through this thing and retire and go fishing and do all the neat things or go on to more employment. If you want to be great, go out there and dig for it and work for it. Don't just sit back and say, well, the fire department's going to provide it all. We can't. We just flat can't do it. So again, if you want to be the best, dig for it. You can make it. Every one of you can. Chief, you'd like to hand the certificates out. One other thing, Debbie, you outpointed everybody on the exams. So somebody had to be the fast article. Now come on, gets a special certificate. We came back for another week of it.
Okay. This is our McGill. Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Ernest Garcia, Jr. Chief. Larry Gray.
Thanks, Chief.
Terry Howell. Gary Tension. Jonathan Simon.
Ran out of money.
Phone call halfway through.
Stephen Fortier. Oh, it looks nice, I should. Congratulations. Ronald Penner. Did we get you straight?
You sure did.
Didn't we make you a paramedic?
Yeah.
You guys
Got it all taken care of.
You
scared me there for a few minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to work that way, but and I was kind of surprised when I heard that. I said, "Goodness, that can't be." And so, yeah, Quentin Walker. Okay. Tell you what, I'm particularly impressed that I recognize a lot of you haven't been here very long. How many people in this room have been here less than 2 years? 1, 2, 3, 4 at least. You haven't been here that long. You've been
Just over 2.
Just over 2. Darrell Johnson. 2 in the week.
Okay.
That's what you do. Thanks, Chris Stark. You tell them about jumping out of the helicopter?
Yeah, I heard all about it.
Okay, congratulations, everybody.
Okay, guys, what matters? Who did it?
Jim Gary.
Jim Gary.
We've already been initiating the secret of the hazmat business. Jim Gary did it. Okay, we've got some coffee and a cake next door. Kind of socialize and laugh a little bit. I got one other thing to give you before you leave the complex, so make sure you see me before you leave the complex. Okay, gang.
All right.
There you go. Hey, I enjoyed it.
You leaving?
No, I'm just trying to get my handshake.
Come on next week.